Good morning, Raider Nation. Happy Monday. Raider Nation Bobby here. Um, so there's a couple things I actually forgot to, mention, just speak about last night's game between the Chargers and New England. Um, the Chargers did exactly what I thought they would do, and that is choke. I even put that a couple shows back on my picks. I had a feeling the Chargers were going to choke as they always do, in the playoffs. And also, this is my own opinion, but it wouldn't surprise me if Harbaugh starts looking for his next QB soon. Um, I guess that's my overreaction Monday. It might sound like nonsense, but if you know Harbaugh's history, he tends to go with that hot hand. Remember, Alex Smith was, started playing well. Uh, first round pick, I believe that year. And here comes Kaepernick, and he just has the skills that Harbaugh's looking for, and he goes with his hot hand, and Kaepernick takes over, and the rest is history. There, I don't think Harbaugh, as good as Herbert is, right? From a skill standpoint, I think Herbert's elite, but is he the guy that could close the game? We have not seen that yet. First round gets knocked out. I think this is three first rounds now that he's been knocked out of. So it wouldn't surprise me. Be on the lookout. I think Harbaugh is going to look for that next guy to give Herbert a run for his money. Not to mention, Herbert's not Harbaugh's QB. And this happens, again, or even sooner, Harbaugh could be on the hot seat. So, um, you know, remember this date, because I think it's not too far from now. Pittsburgh plays Houston tonight. I'm sticking to my guns. I'm taking Houston. They're just so hot right now. And I think that defense, that young, tough defense, is going to give Aaron Rodgers a hard time. You see it, I see it, as great as Rodgers is and Rodgers was. He's starting to slow down. He's not mobile at all, and I think that defense is just going to press him. So even though it's in Pittsburgh, I'm taking Houston over Pittsburgh to advance in the playoffs. Um, we have the national championship game with Indiana and Miami tonight. I mentioned Carson Beck a few times just because I want to see what he has from a talent standpoint. But I think Mendoza is just going to chop him up. I think he's just going to have a field day. And that's even better for us, Nation. I mean, what more does the guy need to do? I mean, I think he's the clear cut number one. I talked about it in my last episode. I said, okay, let's get our quarterback. Mendoza's the guy. I think he's going to show it again tonight. Um, let's build that offense with our cap money. Let's get a veteran offense, just like the Raiders did back when we had car insurance, right? With Penn and all those guys. What McKenzie put together, he didn't draft too many linemen. Those were all paid for linemen, right? Donald Penn wasn't a Raiders draft pick. They built that O line to protect Carr. And that first year, that 2016 Carr was amazing. Before he got hurt, that's what we have, Mendoza to potentially be that, if not better. But let's not forget, before Carr got hurt, and he had that tough line, that strong line to protect him. So that's what I'm looking forward to tonight. What are your thoughts, Raider Nation? What are your thoughts about the Chargers? You know, I think we'll be able to compete with them. We'll be able to compete with Denver and KC in no time if we do this right, if we build that line. And that's just the logical thing, the common sense thing, right? Everyone's saying that. If we build that line around any quarterback, we'll do a lot better than two wins or four wins last season it's been the problem. That's why it boggles my mind so much that, when Carroll stepped in, we all knew that the line was a problem, and they did nothing. They did nothing on the line. So, and then we go into the draft and we draft a bunch of receivers and Tommy Millott and and Miller, and those guys aren't even with us anymore. I was wondering why we didn't pick a lineman. Now I don't regret getting Genty. He's great, and if we get a line, he's gonna really take off as well. But I really wanted to beef up the O line through this draft. I mean, the last time we drafted a quality offensive lineman is when we picked up Colton Miller. So that's it, Raider Nation. I just wanted to make sure that I spoke about the Chargers going down, um, and also the Houston and Pittsburgh game. It's been a lot of fun. We've had football since Thursday, and it hasn't stopped. It's been great. All right, Raider Nation. I hope you have a great Monday, and talk to you soon. Peace out.